Welcome, everyone. On behalf of the Piqua Area Chamber of Commerce, the Board of Directors, the ambassadors, we welcome you. Before dinner is served, we would like to acknowledge tonight's sponsors. Our featured sponsors are Upper Valley Medical Center, Premier Health, and 188 Ohio Comp. Thank you. The delicious appetizers that were served tonight are compliments of Murray Wells, Wendlandt and Robinson CPAs, the Miami Valley Center Mall, U.S. Bank, and Coverman's Daily Dickerson Insurance. Thank you very much. Thank you all for your generosity and the continued support of the Piqua Area Chamber of Commerce. At this time, I would like to call Sean Ford forward for the invocation.
Please bow your heads. Most gracious God, we come to you today seeking your blessing upon our community and all those who are assembled here. Grant us, we pray, unity in our homes, businesses, our community, our lives, and our public and professional service, and as we further the aims of this chamber to promote healthy businesses, to improve our education systems, to encourage the development of new leaders, and to advocate to our elected officials to seek the prosperity and harmony of this place we call home. Open our eyes to the beauty and abundance that surrounds us, and give us renewed hope for the future. And kindle in our hearts a thankfulness for what we have, an openness to what we can be, and a willingness to care for the least among us. In Jesus' most precious name we pray. Amen.
At this time, dinner will be served. Please enjoy.
I'd like to call to order the annual meeting of the Piqua Area Chamber of Commerce for 2020. I've been told to be very careful with the gavel. Last year I closed out the meeting and broke it. So, we will start with our recognizing our distinguished guests. We'd ask that you wave. You may wave with your left or your right, depending on your political preference. Ooh, yes. City Manager Gary Huff. City Commissioner Cindy Pearson.
Yay.
And Casey Hines. Our Piqua school officials: Superintendent Dwayne Thompson, Assistant Superintendent Tony Lyons, Treasurer Jeremy Hill. There we go. Don't want to mess him up. He does my money. Board members: Andy Height, Sean Ford, Steve Frazier, Quinn Bostick, and Kelly McMacken. From the Upper Valley Career Center, President Dr. Nancy Luce. Edison Community College, President Dr. Doreen Larson. Now that was a good one, Doreen. She's been practicing. A couple of years she's done this, but now it's like, all right. Miami County Commissioners, Greg Simmons and Ted Mercer. And Miami County Sheriff Dave Duchek and Senator Steve Huffman. There he is. Right there. We put you in the front? Wow. That's amazing. All right.
So can we applaud now?
You may applaud now. Yeah, that's something we need to do with our elected officials, because that doesn't happen often. I do want to talk a little bit about the Chamber accomplishments in 2019. Our major accomplishment is the refocusing of the chamber, finding a new direction, crawling out from underneath whatever it is that we were underneath. So we began a strategic plan in a planning committee with George Atkinson, Jim Hartzell, Kathy Sherman, Rick Haynes, Stephanie Gunter, and myself. Rick Haynes chaired it, provided guidance, said what we could and couldn't do. He is a very tough taskmaster. We had focus groups from both the community and the board members so we can have an idea of what people thought about the chamber. We had new committees created to meet the new directions. And we have a written plan created to bring it all together. And we are in the process now of implementing this plan. And we promise you tonight, it will not stay on the shelf. It will be on the board table. It will be reviewed every meeting. You will be sick to death of the strategic plan. We're going to review it, look at it, and do something with it. We had new city maps created. We didn't have a printed city map. So if you didn't have Google, you didn't know where you were. So some people still use paper. Hired Lindsay Braun as our new administrative assistant. Revitalized the golf and state fry outing, and something that has not happened in a very, very long time. Ladies and gentlemen, we made money. We polished up the chamber ambassadors until their little red coats gleamed. It's amazing. And then some of you, naming no names there, had other areas that kind of, we had to glean those too. All right. That was rough, wasn't it? Wow. Okay. I'd like to recognize the new chamber members in 2019, 30 of them that joined our ranks. Wow. Isn't that amazing? Yeah. Cheers. And they did, each almost without exception, say that they would join if this would be my last talk. So, yes, yeah. Well, but we are finally getting the message of what the chamber can do, and it's spreading throughout our community, and people are coming to us. So I will read the list. Please stand as I read your name. If you're not here, remain seated. Some of you just didn't get that, did you? Allie and Bradle, Arbogast Performing Arts Center, B, the Frontline Ministries, Buffalo Pacific, Buffalo Wild Wings, I like them, Burkett's Heating and Cooling, Coolidge Wall Company, El Heredero, Mexican Grill, Emerson Wagner Realty Company, Evenflow Company, Everlasting Truth Boudoir. Yeah, I had that same feeling. We'll talk about that later. Human Capital Advantage, Huntington Outdoor Advertising, Joss Contracting, Kite Meeting Management, Lock Tenders, Mega City Fire and Security, Miami Valley Small Business Development Center, Phelan Insurance Agency, CarStar, Piqua Harley Davidson, Pure Cleaning for You, Queen Exhibits, the Exit 7 Group, This and That Candy on Main Street. Yeah, I've seen them. Urban University, Valley Regional Surgery Center, VSF Holding, Winco Construction Company, and Wilson Health Medical Group. Let's give them all a round of applause. And membership dues are great, and that certainly is a plus. But it's these people that come to us, new groups, new ideas, new energy, and that's what makes this so very, very exciting for us. All right, I would like to recognize our outgoing board members who helped make 2019 such a success. We're going to give them more plaques. Okay. Now, these plaques are specially made specifically to cover those little bad places in your wall. Stephanie Gunner. Nick Straka. He could not be here. Tom Coble could not be here. And unfortunately, he is here. Sean Ford. You need to shave there, guy. Now, it is my great pleasure to introduce our incoming chairman, the Honorable and all-around good egg, Rick Ames.
I loved listening to Jim in his last 10 minutes as chair. He makes promises, and he also provides that humor, and we greatly appreciate that. The great thing about Jim is his capability of being able to provide quality leadership and respecting everyone around the table. And all of the board of directors, I think, joined with me on a huge thank you with his leadership and also his expertise in guiding us, especially with strategic planning. It's a tough thing to guide as you are being chair, and we greatly appreciate that. So Jim, a small memento for your leadership, and a huge thank you.
Well, Jim's going to continue with us as serving as past president. I wanted to start by sharing a little bit about my perspective of Piqua. God sent me to Piqua the first time when I was 13 years old. Seventh grader in junior high, and our youth group from where I was raised on a farm community about 45 minutes west of here, we were traveling to the large city of Piqua to experience the District United Methodist conference for youth held at Green Street United Methodist Church. The cool thing about that was when I got to Piqua, all of us were a little bit scared. We were all farm kids, and this was a fairly big place for us. It also was a place that at nighttime had a lot of lights because we were used to no lights out in the country. But the important thing that I learned about Piqua when I was a seventh grader at age 13 was wonderful people live in this big city. And the thing I found was we stayed the entire weekend. We stayed Friday night, we stayed Saturday night, and we were housed in homes of Piqua residents. And I tell you, I loved the home that I was in. Wonderful people. The mom made brownies that had powdered sugar on top. It was just great. So my first impression of Piqua was the fact that very caring people, and also people who had great morals and had great attitudes towards serving youth, and also great attitudes in serving the community. Because all those people who housed
I think there were over 120 youth in Piqua. So there were 120 homes that took us in. My second time in Piqua, I was brought because I was around 24 years old and went to a meeting for Children's International Summer Villages. And this good-looking blonde walked through the door to come to this meeting. And I find out that this good-looking blonde is from Piqua, and I thought, I've got to be there. So love brought me to Piqua the second time. And when you look at Piqua, there's a lot of love and compassion here. If you look at what happens with all the nonprofits that we have that are helping people, if we look at the foundations that we have, if we look at the other organizations that are serving the people of our community, it's a phenomenal place and a very compassionate, with people who have passion about what they want to do with the work for Piqua. And so God brought me, love brought me, and then the third thing that brought me to Piqua was a career. And I'm blessed with two of the people who hired me as superintendent with Piqua City Schools. Mimi and Andy are in the room today. And it was a wonderful thing coming back to Piqua and being able to work with Piqua City Schools for 10 years, and now having the experience of serving in education with Edison State. And the thing that I found with my experiences in the educational arena here in Piqua was the fact that, again, very caring people who really wanted to build this community and have citizens in the community that were going to do great things. And so, God, love, career. Why do we all stay? Well, we all stay because of those things. And we stay also because of the fact that we are believers in our community. We in this room are leaders of our community, and we believe in building those relationships that are based upon getting to know, network, and do good things throughout our community. And so it's a wonderful thing for me to be able to step up at this mic, thank Jim for what he does, but also recognize that the Chamber and all of our other organizations are built upon the wonderful people that make up this town. And so we really need to look carefully at the people. I want to start with Jim. Jim's going to continue as a board past president. He will have the duty to continue providing the humor that he can, and he'll also have the duty of providing the words of wisdom along the way, and we appreciate that. Joining us for the Piqua Area Chamber of Commerce Executive Board are the following professionals, and if they would please stand and stay standing. Jordan Nepper, who was first Vice President with Piqua Arts Council. Kathy, this was not in the script.
Just keep talking.
Cinnamon Williams, Second Vice Chair with Harmony Systems and Services. Mike Hume, Treasurer with Hume & Company CPAs. Mark Reedy, at-large member with Mark Reedy, Thrivent Financial. Jim Oda, past chair with Piqua Public Library. So if all those people are standing and continue standing, serving alongside of us with the executive board are not just us, but also our employers. And a huge thank you to the employers of the executive board committee for allowing your employees to be able to help us along the way. Also, I would appreciate at this time if all of the other board of directors would please stand. And if we could give executive board and all the board a round of applause. We would like to welcome also to the board the following new members: Hillary Fry with Beaker, Davis & Gunter, Brad Penrod with Moore's Comfort Systems, Todd Miller with Isaiah Industries, Justin Summer with Bruns General Contracting, and a huge thank you to, again, those members and also their employers for letting them serve. Another group of volunteers for the Chamber who deserve our recognition are our ambassadors. The Chamber ambassadors promote goodwill and service in their public relations role for the Piqua Area Chamber of Commerce. The Redcoats are the official community greeters for grand openings and ribbon cuttings of local businesses. They serve as our first touch and point of contact to help businesses transition to Piqua. The ambassadors sponsor the annual Chamber golf outing and also the annual steak fry and auction. The ambassadors will be serving the Chamber alongside the Board of Directors and also the staff. And I ask them to stand at this time, and let's please give them a round of applause. I want to extend a thank you in advance to all those volunteers for answering the call to serve the Piqua community and the Piqua Area Chamber of Commerce. 2020 is going to be a great because of all of them, but also because of all of our membership. We talk a lot at Edison State with our Academy of Community Leadership about we need many people driving the bus. It can't just be the driver. And the challenge before the board, the executive committee, the staff, and also all of us is to make sure that we are taking our turns in those driving roles throughout. And so think about what your purpose is with the Chamber and also how you can help out. And lastly, I also want to thank Kathy and her staff for delivering all the behind-the-scenes details that make a great organization and in service of our membership. So a job well done, Kathy and staff. If you could please stand and let's give them a round of applause. Jim mentioned strategic planning, and we have had fun doing strategic planning for the last year with, as he said, focus groups, doing interviews, and doing surveys. And when you look at our organization, the mission of the Piqua Area Chamber of Commerce is to unite the business community, to enhance the quality of our citizens, and to promote economic vitality and development. Our core values are as follows: to encourage a better understanding of the private economic system, to coordinate the efforts of commerce, industry, and the professions, to maintain and strengthen a sound and healthy business climate, to sponsor programs of work that will provide economic resources, to provide business leadership and effective coordination, to assist in solving community problems and initiating community action, to create a broad understanding and appreciation of the opportunities in our area, and to promote the advantages and assets of our community. As part of our work, the Chamber has produced a city map, as Jim has mentioned, which is available when you exit. Also, we've produced a quality of life book, which is available upon exit tonight. So please take as many as you want. Provide them to your business associates, your friends, your family, whoever needs one, because staff will be happy to deliver more to you. Jim mentioned the work of our strategic plan. I would like to recognize our strategic plan committees, because currently the Chamber now has 5 priority teams in action that are working on targeting things such as membership, business focus, communication, leadership, and funding. Thank you is extended to our priority team co-chairs, and if they'll please stand as I call their name. Membership is Mike McCorkle and Cinnamon Williams. Business focus is Chris Smeezing and Jordan Nepper. Communication is Kate Huffman and Nick Strada. Leadership is Mimi Crawford and Scott Razor. And funding is Mike Hulme and Joe Dickerson. A huge thank you to the leadership. As Jim said, you're going to hear if you notice, there are a lot of people involved with the leadership with strategic planning, and we greatly appreciate those co-chairs on driving those specific areas that are targeted toward meeting your needs. The goal of our work through strategic planning is to serve our members and to increase the ROI of being a member of the Piqua Area Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber has much work to accomplish this year, but it's good work to support our members, and we have great people to help with that work. Thank you in advance to all of you for helping with the strategic planning goals and mission of what we are trying to accomplish. I do want to take a moment to thank Dr. Doreen Larson. She's president of Edison State, for allowing me to serve on the Chamber board. We're fortunate to have a great leader in our higher education organization at Edison State who understands the importance of all of us working together to do what is good for our community and our region. Dr. Larson, thank you for your support. I also want to thank my wife, Beth, who is up at the front table, for the continued support she provides for me to make her hometown of Piqua a great place. I'm adopted for all of you. She is one of you. She's truly amazing in her roles as a full-time teacher, mother of 3, and best friend and wife. I'm blessed to have you at my side. Thank you, Beth. My first time in Piqua when I was 13, I had a full head of hair. I was blonde. It was feathered. I looked great. When I met Beth when I was around 24, I still looked great. I won't comment. But what I will say is, although I have changed, the people of Piqua and the spirit of Piqua and the pride of Piqua has not changed. If anything, it has grown, and it has shown other communities and people throughout the state that this is a great place, and we always need to remember that. And with that, a huge thank you. We look forward to a great year, and at this time, I am honored to welcome to the podium Kathy Sherman, our leader. Kathy.
Good evening again. It is my privilege to present the Commercial Beautification Awards. The Piqua Area Chamber of Commerce is delighted to award a number of Commercial Beautification Awards tonight. The award is given for exterior restoration or renovation of existing facilities or newly constructed structures which enhance the immediate area surrounding the improvement and are located within the 45356 zip code. These structures include commercial, industrial, and public properties, and tonight we honor 7 such properties. On January the 2nd, 2018, Tom and Angela Martin purchased the former Dick's Paint and Body located at 700 South Roosevelt Avenue, and their work began. That work included everything, a complete renovation. The offices were transformed into a modern and inviting area for customers to enter. The building's electrical system was brought up to code. The production floor was leveled and all new concrete being poured and an oil-water separator installed. Improving the outside appearance was a must for this couple. So they installed new garage doors, re-sided the building, poured all new concrete around the business, paved the former gravel parking lot. In addition, they replaced all of the new fencing and landscaped the property. In only 1 year to the date of purchase, the transformation was complete and the new business, Piqua Car Star, opened to the public. Please welcome Tom Martin, owner, to accept the award tonight. If you've noticed a beautiful updated storefront in the 400 block of Main Street, it is probably that of Glamour on Main. Owner Scott and Chrissy Latham have overseen an amazing transformation to their business. Their renovations have included tuck pointing the brick, replacing the wood, priming the building prior to painting the facade. After all of this work was completed, new outside lights were added and a beautiful new Glamour on Main sign was placed across the front. Accepting tonight's award is owner Chrissy Latham. In 2018, Mutual Federal Savings, located at 138 North Sunset in Piqua, decided to expand their presence in the community by purchasing a downtown location, which is located at 126 West High Street. When I asked Bank President Dean Weiner if he could provide me with information about everything that was completed in their renovation, his comment was, the only thing we didn't move or change was the vault and the teller line. In other words, everything was gutted. The construction included all new walls and ceilings, with additional walls added in order to provide additional office space. The old carpet was ripped up in order to replace it with a fresh new look. On the outside, the new owners rebuilt the drive-thru and installed a new ATM machine. New windows and lightings were installed, with the entire exterior having received a fresh coat of paint. The bank kept the iconic clock at the end of the building and drive-thru, and so the renovation was complete. Please welcome Branch Manager Sherry Collett to accept this award. The beautification project at Edison State's Piqua campus was actually 4 projects for a total of about $4 million. The 4 projects had a common goal of creating a clear main entry to the Piqua campus, providing welcoming student space for study and career support, along with expanding the Edison Works Partnership initiatives. Project number 1 was the installation of a beautiful digital welcome sign and driveway entry signs. Project number 2, a new roadway, bike path, and exit lighting. Project number 3 was windows and classroom updates to the West Hall. And finally, project number 4, the big one, the Robinson Student Career Center. This project was funded with a $2.5 million donation from Pat and Tom Robinson. Accepting tonight's award for the college is President Dr. Doreen Larson. Other Commercial Beautification Award winners who could not be present tonight but will be presented with their plaques are VSF Holdings for their renovation of the property located at the corner of Water and Wayne Streets across from Town and Country. Next, Elite Etc., located at 431 North Main Street across from Reed Moore's Hallmark. And last, The Mercantile, located at 415 North Main Street. Let's give our investors another round of applause. It is now my pleasure to present the Chamber Achievement Award. The Chamber Achievement Award was established in 1992 to recognize outstanding volunteers who have dedicated their time and talents for the betterment of the Piqua Area Chamber of Commerce and the City of Piqua. Chamber volunteers give unselfishly of their time and talents, and this year's recipient group exemplifies these qualities. Tonight's Chamber Achievement Award is being presented to a group of individuals, 6 to be exact. This group can be counted on when extra help is needed at the Veterans Memorial, located at the corner of Washington Avenue and State Route 66, across from the Forest Hill Cemetery. Veterans Memorial Committee members Jim Robinson and Bob Jones visit this site daily to patrol the memorial for trash, tree limbs, and other debris. When the maintenance requires additional equipment or extra hands, all Jim Robinson needs to do is express that need to Jim Roth, Superintendent of the Forest Hill Cemetery. The staff can be counted on for assistance that has included, but has not been limited to, supplying grass seed, hauling topsoil, reworking the ground, shrub removal, and to date, there have been 32 shrubs removed by the staff. Tree removal, and currently that totals 5 that have been taken care of. The cemetery allows the Veterans Memorial Committee to purchase new trees through the cemetery, which equates to a discount on the cost per tree. Once the trees arrive, the staff plant them and they take care of watering them as well. For the past 4 years, the cemetery staff have been mowing the Veterans Memorial grounds for us. Jim and Bob are provided with all of the needed equipment to maintain the grounds, including weed whackers, leaf blowers, and gators. When I asked Jim Robinson about the endless help given to them by the staff, Jim stated, "I call Jim Roth and I say I need help." And Jim's simple response every time is, "Okay." The Chamber and the Veterans Memorial Committee have been blessed time and time again by this generosity. Accepting on behalf of his staff at the cemetery is Superintendent Jim Roth. It is now my pleasure to bring to the podium Lisa Baker for the presentation of the Cheryl Stiffel Francis Award for Nonprofit Excellence.
Thank you. Tonight, I'm honored to present the Cheryl Stiffel Francis Award for Nonprofit Excellence. This award was established by the Chamber in 2018 to honor Cheryl for her outstanding work on behalf of the nonprofit organizations she served for many years, prior to her passing just 2 years ago this week. The award recognizes nonprofit organizations or individuals who made exceptional contributions to the nonprofit community. Those nominated for the award should be recognized leaders, have a positive impact on the citizens of Piqua, reflecting community needs, and has a reputation for integrity in dealing with clients, volunteers, staff, and other individuals and groups. This award is presented to individuals or an organization that demonstrates excellence and innovation in programs, projects, and partnerships. So it's very special for me to introduce a close friend of mine who will receive the award named in honor of a colleague and treasured friend of both of ours. Tonight's recipient is Lorna Swisher, Main Street, Piqua. Janet Jackson's nomination letter stated, "I would like to recognize Lorna's tireless efforts to build a respected and trusted organization in our community with committed volunteers offering an ever-growing list of programs." Janet continues, "I met Lorna over 10 years ago. She exemplifies what community spirit should be. Though she would give credit to her many volunteers, I think we all would agree that none of this would happen without Lorna's leadership and dedication." Our award winner has created events that are now part of the fabric of the community, with friends and family looking forward to certain activities where they can reconnect. Local businesses are no doubt better because of the opportunities created for them by Lorna Swisher and Main Street, Piqua. In closing, Janet Jackson expressed in her letter, "Lorna is a leader who gives generously of her time, energy, and talents, consistently going above and beyond expectations. She demonstrates positive leadership, organization, innovation, excellence, and integrity. And I have to add that you can always count on Lorna to just provide the comic relief needed and to lighten some situations. We've all been there. Lorna Swisher exemplifies all that criteria that makes her the 2019 Cheryl Sipple Francis Award for Nonprofit Excellence recipient. Let's congratulate her as she steps forward.
Thank you all so very much. This award means so much to me because Cheryl meant so much to me. We lost a good friend 2 years ago. I had the pleasure of serving with Cheryl on the Taste of the Arts Committee, and actually when I was hired into the Main Street position, Cheryl was on the board at the time. And I watched this small person of stature, not of mind and spirit, accomplish so much. And I get to hang out with her sister, like, all the time. So that's pretty cool. As Rick said in his comments, this is an amazing community. I love coming to work every single day because I get to serve this amazing community. And I will continue to do this as long as I can, and sincerely appreciate this award. So thank you all very much.
Congratulations, Lorna. I'd like to ask Jim Sievers to please come forward to present this year's Business Person of the Year Award.
Good evening. So I was on my way home this evening to change and pick up my speech for this evening. And my son, one of my sons says, "You know, Dad, you should really consider taking a class from Mr. Yancey on public speaking." I said, "Oh, really?" And he said, "Yeah." He said, "He always does them perfectly, and he never reads from anything." So here it goes. The criteria established for determining the Business Person of the Year award is as follows. This person should be a member of the Piqua Area Chamber of Commerce. Their business should be located within the 45356 zip code. They should be actively involved with enhancement of the city of Piqua, including their business, community, and the Chamber of Commerce. This person should be active in the betterment of the business community. The recipient should be recognized as a leader in the community, and this person should be successful in their chosen profession. I'm happy to say that the Piqua community is very fortunate to have a wealth of deserving individuals making both the Chamber of Commerce and, more importantly, our community a better place to live, work, and raise a family. Our recipient was nominated by a prominent individual who is known through one capacity or another this year's Business Person of the Year in excess of 20 years. In the nomination letter, words used to describe this person included hardworking, dedicated, great character, and a person of integrity. He and his wife have worked tirelessly to achieve their dream of owning their own business. Over the past 6 years, they've dedicated their lives to reviving the downtown retail shopping experience for the citizens of Piqua and those that visit. Now, I personally know from driving by this person's home on my way to and from work every day that you can truly say that this couple never stops running. In fact, most would say they can't stop running. They are outside and active all the time with their 3 daughters loading kayaks, paddle boards, and yes, lacing up their running shoes. In addition to organizing events such as the St. Patrick's Day 5K run, which brings close to 1,000 participants to the downtown, many who stay and eat in the local restaurants. Ryan King, owner of Can't Stop Running, is instrumental in many young lives throughout the Piqua community and elsewhere. He works closely with students at Spring Creek and Washington Elementary Schools, timing their spring and fall races as part of their gym curriculum. At the high school level, Ryan has been the cross-country and track coach since 2014. Also included in the nomination letter submitted by Ed Fry, Ryan is noted as having started the Epic 10K, which is a local race that will be held annually to promote Piqua as a running community with more giveaways and an atmosphere like none other. This year's winner is a caring individual, whether it is supporting the less fortunate by providing shoes for our youth who cannot otherwise afford them for their cross-country or track events, or organizing group runs to help encourage and motivate runners on a regular basis. Ryan King has many accomplishments. Please join me in congratulating this year's recipient of the Business Person of the Year, Ryan King.
It doesn't come with any expectation, so it will be short. Plus, Joe Dickerson bought me one more drink than I was expecting. I'm not exactly sure what will come out. Gotta obviously mention right away that Amanda is certainly a huge part of this. If anybody should be receiving it, it should be Amanda. What she puts up with. I'm proud to say I learned, if I have any deserving nature of this, it's what I learned from my dad, guys like Ed Fry, Tom Baker. I learned how to be a community member from Dan French, and these are the people. Jeff Ham was a huge part of who taught me how to be in business. So thank you for all those people and the great community we have, and I appreciate the board.
And now it is my pleasure to introduce Mike Gutman, who will present the Order of George Award.
Well, what an evening. I'm always inspired by those that speak, those that are honored, those that have served and continue to serve. So let's a very positive evening, and let's keep it going. I'm proud that the Piqua Area Chamber of Commerce, each year beginning in 1968, I need these, presents the highest and most prestigious community recognition award that may be given to one of its citizens, the Order of George. The Order of George Civic Achievement Award is presented to honor an individual who exemplifies the best in volunteer and community service. For more than 50 years, a diverse cadre of men and women has been recognized. Many of those past recipients are with us this evening. As I call each name, please stand to be recognized, and I would ask you please hold your applause until all are announced. Thank you. Cliff Alexander, Mike Yanesi, Art Disbro, Paul Gutman, Tony Wendland, Steve Staley, Dory Perry, Karen Wendland, Jim Oda, Dan French, Dwayne Bachman, Mike Gutman, Gordon Wise, Mark Wyan, and Lynn Sieber. Let's all recognize these scientific persons. Now, on to the announcement of this evening's honoree. The criteria for this award have been consistent for many years and include the following. The nominee must be a positive role model in the community and in his or her profession or vocation. He or she must have contributed extensively of their time and talents in promoting and enhancing the quality of life in the greater Piqua area. The nominee must have demonstrated extensive and diverse participation, leadership, and support in civic endeavors over a significant period of years. And the nominee's volunteer participation must be without regard to personal or professional gain. The nominator of this year's honoree states simply, he or she is the picture-perfect example of a person who exemplifies such attributes. The honoree has served on working boards and committees for various civic organizations which demand significant time, expertise, and commitment. These aren't just show up or put my name on a list type of activities. Without exception, our George this year has been a founding member, an active participant, and a leader in each civic endeavor in which he or she has undertaken. Quoting another nomination letter, our honoree has an outstanding history of serving in this community and has provided exemplary leadership in many and various roles. Indeed, this person serves as a role model, someone who grew up in Piqua and has given back to the city in which they live and love. Long active in the YMCA, our honoree serves on the Endowment Fund Committee and the Program Committee. Our honoree for almost 30 years has championed our local health care by serving on the Piqua Memorial Hospital and the Upper Valley Medical Center Foundation boards, and has served in leadership roles in both. A founding member of the Piqua Community Foundation, this year's George has been its president, served on many of its committees, and was instrumental in the first community campaign to raise funds for Piqua High School athletic facilities. This year's honoree stepped forward to seek election to the Piqua City Schools Board of Education during challenging times and led the development of policies that have helped to shape education in our public schools. A commitment to leadership and accountability was driven by the ideal that all of our children must receive a good and sound education. A Rotarian since 1990, our recipient was the first female member of the Piqua Rotary Club, served as the club's president, and has been previously honored as a Paul Harris Fellow. Most recently, our honoree has become an active member of the Piqua Compassion Network, whose mission is to help transform lives by providing hope, education, and basic needs to those Piqua residents struggling to survive. She served as chairperson of the organization's 10-year celebration committee, and she secured an outstanding speaker for the event, who, not surprisingly, was a former standout football player for the Ohio State Buckeyes. According to Rebecca Susick, the executive director of the agency, our honoree's compassion and love for this community and its citizens is paramount in her service at Piqua Compassion Network. She is a champion for those in need and for those who desire to make life better for themselves and their families in her beloved city. Our honoree has accomplished all of these efforts and leadership roles while running a successful real estate development and home building company, and later taking the reins of the family manufacturing company. By doing so, she and her family has provided homes and good jobs for many of Piqua's citizens over many years. Mimi Crawford is a lifelong member and has served as an elder at the Westminster Presbyterian Church in Piqua. the daughter of Cliff Alexander, Order of George recipient in 1985, and Joyce Alexander. Mimi is married to Dave, and they are the parents of Julia, a marketing project manager, married to Justin, and living in Columbus, and Ben, who is a third-year medical student at St. Louis University. It is with great pleasure and on behalf of the entire Chamber Board that I present Mimi Crawford with the 2020 Order of George Civic Achievement Award.
From U.S. Representative Warren Davidson. Dear Mimi, congratulations on being presented with the Order of George Lifetime Civic Achievement Award by the Piqua Area Chamber of Commerce. Your long-standing commitment to serving the community has earned you the recognition of your peers. With this prestigious award, you have joined an elite group of leaders who embody the best of Piqua. Your contributions as an employer and the local leader will continue to be felt for years to come. Once again, congratulations on receiving this honor. I wish you continued success in your endeavors, and if I may be of any assistance, please do not hesitate to contact me. Warren Davidson, member of U.S. Congress. And at this time, we are proud for Senator Huffman to also share a few words.
I just want to say thank you for having me. A wonderful event. Piqua was a great group of people, great community, and great people. And I think that you're an example of the great families that are in Piqua, the great things that you do, not just for your business, for others. So from myself, President Albaugh and the Senate, congratulations and very good.
I'm a bit overwhelmed, and I guess that's probably the reaction that many have had that's been in this position. And it's with great humility that I accept this honor, and I thank all of those that participated in the process. But really, I have just been so incredibly fortunate to be a part of a community which I love. And when you're in such a gracious place where people take you under their fold, and I was very fortunate in every aspect of my life. I have wonderful parents and my brother, and I've just been supported, and foundationally have always been blessed to have this incredible, positive, and wonderful spirit. And then along the way, I've met all of you. And each of you have had a part of my life. I look out and I see many mentors that have inspired me to be able to accomplish what potentially we've done. But collectively is where we really, I think, then we're able to win. And Piqua is on the move. And I think we all heard it. And I was so inspired to hear Rick's comments, because he's coming from outside of Piqua, and he's reflecting upon how it is to be from outside and the perspective and love that he's ingratiated about this community. And I think that we tend to be our worst enemy. And I've heard that amongst many leaders within this community, and they're frustrated. But this is a room of positive. This is a room of optimism. This is a room that says, I love Piqua, and I love where we're going, and that sites look good. It looks really good. This is what we need to get to the external world.
everyone that is a naysayer, those are the ones that we need to be able to get this positiveness. And I hope that potentially I can be a part of that. I humbly accept this in the sake that maybe perhaps I've contributed to that. But it's really all of you that are the ones that are taking the torch and leading it. Piqua is very, very blessed. The chamber is a wonderful leadership group, and we have so much opportunity. So let's seize it and let's go with it. But I just want to thank each and every one of you for being mentors, for being supporters, and being fellow community Piquots, that we just all are positive influences. And thank you for this award. Thank you to the committee.
Well, our group of Georges just became even that much better with Mimi entering into that group. Well, I would like to bring this meeting to close. I would like to ask all of our award winners to stay for a few minutes for a photo to be taken by the fireplace as you exit the room to the left. We would like to give a special thank you to the staff of the Piqua Country Club, if we can give them a round of applause. Greatly appreciate their service and also greatly appreciate their culinary skills. In conclusion, thank you to the board members, the ambassadors, the staff, and especially I want to thank all of you for your continued support of the Piqua Area Chamber of Commerce. Remember that your business is our business. I would also like to thank tonight's featured sponsors, Upper Valley Medical Center, Premier Health, and also 1888 Ohio Comp. Please remember to pick up the quality of life books and also any maps that you would like. Contact the Chamber for additional copies for your staff, customers, and others to share. These are available at no cost. And most importantly, if you purchased an advertisement in any of those publications, a huge thank you for your support. Please drive safely home. This meeting is officially adjourned.